Welcome, fellow lushes. Come on in, pull up a bar stool, and enjoy some cocktails with Dimples and the Beard.
Come on back now, y'all.
Come on back now. You hear? All right, welcome back to another episode of Cocktails with Dimples and the Beard post Evolutions Podcast Movement Chicago 2025 episode.
Wow, you said a lot more than I ever would. Was this convention done? We're in a convention.
I want to be able to tag the convention in hopes of if anything, here we go. Open that tavern so I can drop a strategy bomb early.
Look at all we learned.
You're right.
Tavern is open.
So tip number one, make sure you're able to tag people. Fucking name drop. Tag them.
Yeah.
You never know. They might tag you back. And from their tag, your audience grows, right? So
that's why we were networking down there.
Drop names. Yeah, we just got back yesterday.
And a matter of fact, voiceover guy.
Yeah.
Already emailed me.
Voiceover guy. I don't remember his name.
Don't either.
Joel something, I think.
Okay.
We talked to him up by one of the front stages.
Yep.
Was it after Matt?
Probably.
Yeah.
Real deep voice.
Yeah.
I think his name is, let's just assume it's Joel.
I think it is Joel.
It was like Joel Bass Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, why? Who is this?
So why did he email you?
Hey, if you want to collaborate sometime, let me know.
Okay.
Great meeting you, guy.
Awesome. Cool.
There you go. Starting already.
He can be our voiceover guy. If nothing else, we could have him.
Well, if you had a voice like his, you would be a voice actor as well.
We could have him introducing segments. We don't have segments, but we could make them up just so we could introduce them.
Before we go any further, give us a like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram, X, Tickety Talk,
Shithole. Not
Shithole,
TikTok.
Threads. Go to YouTube is the big one.
Okay. Shoo.
And when you're there, like and subscribe, and give us a little notification bell that'll let you know when a new episode has come out.
Yeah, I wrote that down because because you do that part all the time.
What?
All of the subscribe. I was listening to the people and going, I hope we mention YouTube in our intro because there are people who just listen to the audio. Obviously we talk about how we mainly focus on YouTube because that's our, but then I'm thinking, do we even tell people to go to YouTube because we think they're, you know what I mean? They think they're already watching us on YouTube. So I just wrote it down as a thing, like make sure we're mentioning.
Okay.
But now that you did it, I was like, oh yeah, he does. It's just one of the things when you're thinking, you're like, do we do? And because I don't say it every episode.
You know what I'm thinking? Here's what I'm thinking.
What are you thinking?
Once we get to the new network, that we'll have to start mentioning, find us on Spotify and Apple and stuff like that. That was one of the nuggets we took away is don't just say, find me on all the platforms. Tell them.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I think the audio portion is maybe a bigger focus on the other platforms.
So our intro is going to go to like 14 minutes long.
Yeah,
Follow
you might as well
us
just take
on
a nap.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, this,
do you want me to
that, suck a pod,
I'm with
lick
you.
a pod, fuck a pod.
Ooh, jeez. I got to try that one out.
Anyway.
But I got another idea for that part.
Cool. Let's brainwash. Let's brainstorm. Let's throw things against the wall and see what sticks.
Absolutely. There is no bad or wrong idea right now.
Be a chicken purse.
Be a chicken purse.
That is what I took away. That is the biggest takeaway for me. Not that you asked, and I probably shouldn't be getting into the biggest takeaway in the first minute or so, but
save it. Save the suspense for the end.
I'm leaving nothing for the end, but the biggest takeaway, I'll just say
stick around for the biggest takeaway
is be a chicken purse. I'm not going to tell you what that means. I already said it once.
That's right. But
I'm not going to tell you what it means.
Bleep it out.
No, I'm not going to tell them what it means. Be a chicken purse. We'll talk about it at the end. That's my biggest takeaway from the whole thing. Be a chicken purse. We'll talk about it later.
Well, I think Joel the Bass Tyler agrees with you.
He's a chicken purse?
I think he is.
Why is he?
That's not true. There's so many bass people out there.
How's he a chicken purse? He's Morgan Freeman and
well, okay. He was deep.
He was very deep.
He was very
Elvira.
deep. He could do the Oak Ridge Boys better than anybody.
All right, so start.
I'm going to I'm going to do the whole show as bass, Tyler.
No, you're not. Jesus Christ, I will fucking stop right now.
Boom, ba, boom, ba, ba, bow, wow. You're supposed to do the other part. I got the bow wows.
All right. So anyway, day one, we went in. Well, first of all, no.
Guns blazing.
Afternoon one, not official day one.
That's true.
Check-in day. We go to check in thinking we're going to this nice little welcoming party where we're going to sip some cocktails and meet some people. And we check in and everybody seems nice. We walk to the bar, and the first thing we see in good old Chicago, $16 domestic beers. Fuck you. Fuck you, Chicago.
That's their way of welcoming you.
Yeah.
That's the welcoming meeting.
That's insane.
Party. Buy your own booze at triple the price.
Yeah. Next time we go to a convention, I am coming in with a mini shoved up my ass if I have to, and I will be drinking that. Chicago.
Out of your own ass?
No, not that.
Or
flexible.
do we shove them both of each other's ass and then drink out of each other's asses?
Be a chicken purse.
All right, so we're going to carry chicken purses with booze in it. That's what I'm getting.
No.
Oh.
Be a chicken purse. Anyway, so that's our introduction. We go do this, go back to the room, and I'm already like, the business doesn't have enough money to get through tomorrow. We might as well leave now.
We basically spent it all that first 20 minutes.
Luckily, some things changed for us, and some nice people bought us drinks. So I don't know. We wouldn't have made it through that night had we not.
Do you know who? I apologize. I don't remember what Joe's last name was. If you ever caught it, but he bought us a drink because I wanted to say thanks, Joe.
Oh, Joe from ESPN Chicago. It's like Joe McCardle. Something
ESPN.
Like
we can find it.
ESPN.
Shout out to Joe. He's a good guy.
He was a cool guy.
That was night one.
That was night one.
Literally night one.
Met him.
Bought us a drink.
And we met Corey Kareem, who ended up being one of the best speakers we saw all weekend.
Let's say that then after we came back down, the other bar was...
Arc was fine.
Better pricing.
Yes. Arc was fine. Arc was your
standard,
more typical $9 beer. But
that Wisconsin pricing.
No, it's not. But I won't.
Not that fuck you over Chicago pricing.
That was what I was expecting.
Agreed. Yeah.
But I also I thought because our editing software, by the way, who we just sent $52 to for the next year, you could have at least bought us one drink. They sponsored that party. You know how much money we've given Filmora over the years? We couldn't get one cocktail out of you fuckers.
Nope.
So that's all right though. That'll be changing too. This is the last year we're paying them. By a year from now, we will be 100% fully Riverside all the time. There will be nothing. We'll be using Riverside to record, edit.
They were very friendly and open and fun to talk to. Riverside. I shouldn't say fun, but I mean they were.
Oh, it was cool meeting.
Yeah,
Steve.
they were nice. Yeah.
Meeting Stephen Roble because you see him on their channel. Like I've seen him, doing promos for them and doing instructional videos for them and shit. So getting a chance to talk to that dude and getting he gave us.
He's a good dude.
He gave us our best technical advice of the weekend. We got some exciting things coming up technically, which I'm pretty giddy about. Finally getting that figured out.
Away.
No, I'm not going to tell anybody.
Not even at the end. We're going to give it away. That's going to be. You'll have to watch for that.
Yeah, you'll see it when it happens. But
you will see.
Yeah, it happens. No, some cool stuff from him. So I mean, right away, just that little bit. I mean, and we haven't even scratched the surface, but just that little bit made it worth.
That was worth it.
The $22,000 we spent to go.
Well, we'll have to get into that. We'll have to talk about that. Was it worth? It doesn't matter at this point. Was it worth the money that we spent? What we got out of it?
Yes.
I mean, I think there's enough. I think once we go through it,
yes,
eventually there will be.
Yes, I think some of the networking is going to pay off.
It will.
Yes, I think in the long run it was worth it. I don't know. As a business that is in the red every year, that we can afford to do them more than once a year. Like some of these people are going every couple of months to these things.
Yes, 6 times a year or something.
And you're like, holy shit, how do you afford to do that? And how do you get time away? And how do you know?
Well, that's a big one too. It's time away. But I think the only way you could justify the cost of it is the networking, and it really, really paying off for them.
Right.
That really was one of the biggest takeaways is so many people do the networking and don't concentrate so much on the speakers. They've probably seen a lot of it.
I'm sure they have.
You know, like next year, if we would do anywhere,
Yeah.
we're going to go through the list and be like, don't need to see that again. Don't.
Yeah.
There's a lot of introduction stuff. What, do you agree with that? There was a like,
Well, yeah, especially
if we were back when we were saying, hey, let's start this thing, let's do the convention first.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably everything that we went to meant something.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of the speeches or whatever you want, sessions I went to, the sessions I went to, especially the first day.
Yeah.
The YouTube stage was just very surface level. They didn't dive into anything. It was very just amateur. Like, yeah, I already know how to do all this.
You know what I did learn that I wish we could start?
A podcast?
Well, start doing now, 4 years in, is we need to be consistent.
You're ruining my biggest rant about the whole thing. God damn it. Yes. I'll just do it now. If I have to hear somebody else in the podcast world give me the advice of be consistent, I swear to God, I will punch you in the throat. Everybody who podcasts knows that. We don't need to go to conventions to hear be consistent. Fuck off. Jesus Christ. Fantasy footballers.
Well,
like, no shit.
Let me clarify that picture. So when we through the 3 days, we did go to a lot of things separately because of there were so many at the same time slot,
and because I didn't want to be with you much,
and we couldn't have been together every minute of every day.
Thank God.
So the few that we did, maybe 3, max 4 that we went to together.
Yeah,
there was one that after meeting up through things, the whole fight, his little rant. So that we did go to one together the last day. And they said that, here's my advice from the host saying, what's your advice? And I just looked at him and he's like, I'm like, good thing they're on stage or else you would have punched him in the throat.
Some of the biggest podcasters in the world, the fantasy footballers, and your advice is be consistent.
But let's tag them and say we love you.
No.
We'll collaborate.
Give me some real fucking advice.
So you can give us more real advice. Because they do a show about a show about a show. No, about a game about a game.
No.
Oh, house.
They do a show about a game about a game.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Kind of.
No. I don't think that's what you said.
I think if you took both of my statements and mushed them together, that's what I said.
Oh, that's usually how it works. Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. Are we done with day one yet?
I was just going to say, we haven't even got past day 1 yet.
No. Day
and that was
one.
only a half a day.
I don't even think I got through my first expert roundtable, which was like sitting there, and you're sitting there at the time and you're like, is one of these people the expert? Because nobody's talking. Am I? What's happening? And then somebody walked on up and
Well, you hit the round table at the right time, or
when you could actually hear people.
When there was just a round table.
Yeah.
Because everyone after that, sorry, you need to fix that, because even the speakers were like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And they said, I had one where the guy was standing on the chairs yelling. And it's during the whole time on another one, all you heard was people from the audience, from over here going, I can't hear you. And then he'd move. And then over here would say, I can't hear you. And then he'd move. And it was ridiculous. So that was a busy one. And then we went to that one that we couldn't hear. I couldn't hear a fucking thing.
Oh, yeah. The newsletter thing.
No idea.
And then we went to it. And I mean, yes, we stood there and couldn't hear anything. And then 3/4 of the way through it, I went, wait, are you going to do a newsletter? Because I'm not doing a newsletter. And you went, no. And I went, okay, we might as well leave then. We can't hear it. We're not doing it.
What
anyway.
are we doing here?
Like, kind of pointless. Who was? It's cute that we went there. Were you thinking I was going to do one?
No, not at all.
Because I wasn't thinking you were going to do one.
I don't even know why we went to that one.
Yeah,
I think it was the only one at the time.
Maybe.
And said, let's go.
Yeah.
It had to have been because.
Yeah. I mean, a newsletter would be great, and it would be, but
we were wondering about the whole email list and getting it's a whole nother thing.
Last session I went to and got that problem solved too.
You did. Yep. I did see that. I wrote some names down, but
I got some emails to send, some meetings to set up, some things to make happen.
So there's going to be a newsletter.
No, I mean, there's not. Unless you're writing it.
Well, let me finish.
Okay, finish.
Because now at work, I've got to do I literally have to do not every week, a PowerPoint thing once a week, every other week, and then once a month. So I'm doing 4 of them already. So
no, change a word here, change a word there. I don't think a newsletter is a PowerPoint though, but I'm just going to
same difference.
I don't think it is.
It's like the one sheet, but just
right. A PowerPoint is a bunch of slides.
Well, let me rephrase it. I do one slide
of
a PowerPoint presentation. I do one slide. They just want it in PowerPoint.
So wait. So your job consists of this is your job. You have to do 4 slides a month. That's your job
for 4 different meetings.
But 4 slides a month. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Wow, that's rough. How do you get through that? 4 whole slides?
I know.
Holy shit.
I know.
Yeah.
I just kind of repeat a lot of the same things.
Yeah, I figured it's just changing some stats every month.
Just for different people.
Yeah. Real difficult.
So once you're into it. But anyways.
Anyway, does anybody out there create newsletters? They want to come on board and be a free newsletter writer?
Well, help us. Just an email
up.
list. Yeah, that's the kicker, right?
Yeah. If anybody, anything we mention, if there's anybody listening that wants to do it for free, you're more than welcome.
Or wants
Join the
experience doing it.
Or wants experience, wants to be paid in experience and hugs.
Oh, the hugs we give.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I've been told I'm a great hugger. So those are available.
I don't know. I have never been told I'm a great hugger, but
I have the right amount now. My arms around.
Probably because I always hug like this.
Yeah. See, you got to know who you're hugging.
Yeah.
Got to know who you're hugging.
Do you?
Not every hug's the same.
That's the problem with hugs.
Yep. Girls with big boobs, you hug a lot tighter. Wait, no, what I meant was when it's a business hug, hugs are for home. But when it's a meeting hug, what?
When it's a business hug, hugs are for home? What does that mean?
That means it's more of a joke.
Do you mean when it's business, hugs are for home?
Okay. So we had a salesperson come in.
Yeah. It sounds like an HR thing.
And our GM, and she had known us. He was kind of new. And she came in again, and it was like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, so I'll get a hug. She's like, I'm a hugger. And then she met our new GM for the first time. This was a while ago, not Chris. And she goes, I'm a hugger. And she does this, and he just stood up, and he goes, hugs are for home, and walked. No, that literally happened at my work. That's a 100% true story that happened at my work.
Chris. You reminds me of somebody from Family Guy.
Oh, Chris.
All right.
I mean, that's not far from.
So
we got off topic.
Yes. What is the last thing we learned on day one? The most important thing we learned on day one?
Be consistent.
What's the last thing we learned on day one? The most important thing we learned on day one?
Networking.
We should rehearse. We really should rehearse. Do you remember who gave the last speech on day one? Our friend Corey? What's the last thing we learned on day one and the most important thing we learned on day one?
Corey said the network.
Shoot your shot. Corey,
we didn't.
Corey told us to shoot our shot, and we're back, Bert Kreischer. We're coming in hard. We're coming in fast.
But that was his speech. That was when we went to when he spoke.
Yeah, at the end of day one.
There was no speakers at day one.
Oh, I'm real day one.
Okay, move on. Day one, full day.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know he moved.
We need to rehearse.
I didn't know you moved.
We need to rehearse.
Day one was literally half day. All right, we're back to day two. Day two, full day. Which, at the end of day one,
at the end of day one, the biggest thing I learned was Chicago sucks. No, I didn't learn anything in day one. I was too overwhelmed in the beginning of day one.
It was a lot overwhelmed, but we did meet Corey that day.
I learned that you're no better at networking than I am. That's what I learned on day one.
No, not that first day. No.
Jesus Christ,
That was a lot.
Little nervous turtle.
That was a lot to take in, man. And you just gotta. That's what I did learn.
You just gotta shove your hand into somebody else's hand and go, "I'm so and so."
You just gotta walk up to people.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel weird.
Yeah, but everybody's there for the same reason.
But everybody's doing it. So
there are some rude people there, though. There are some rude people.
Yeah.
There was a woman on night one who was kind of rude.
Oh, that one that came over.
Just kind of interrupted our conversation and then stood there and acted like she was.
I remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember her name. I just know she had them really fat, puffy lips that everybody hates.
When we were talking to Corey and his,
So
I'm assuming girlfriend.
his wife.
Oh, they were married?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not catch that.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Nice couple. Great guy. Great couple.
So, yes.
All right. Moving on. Day 2.
Well, I was already on to day 2. I just named it wrong.
Full day.
The
All
first
right,
full day. Yes, the first full day.
Which was a full
Because we
fucking
were
day.
already talking about how the YouTube stage sucked on that day.
You did go to that.
Yes. So, anyway, what's the most important thing that we learned, the last thing we learned on day 2?
Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot. So, Bert Kreischer, we're back. We're back.
And we actually started.
And we're more pathetic and desperate than we were last time. No, not desperate and pathetic.
But he did ask us.
Empowered and I don't know another word.
Invigorated.
It's invigorated. There we go.
Invigorated.
And empowered, and we're coming in hard.
And we've already started.
We're making this happen. Yeah. Well, yeah.
First clip from this week
from this episode.
Is a call out to Bert.
And we're gonna call you out and call you out and call you out in a nice way.
Absolutely. But that was when I did probably ask my only question. When do I stop shooting your shot?
Never stop.
Over and over. But he did give great advice, start to do little different nuggets. And
as William Montgomery would say, I ain't never going to stop. So
crack me up every time.
we ain't never going to stop. So,
but when we do stop,
I mean, if he says,
we're going to say abort.
I mean, if Bert, if you do say, please stop, we'll stop.
100%. We did. That was a question.
Yeah.
That was in the question.
But if you don't say, please stop, or you don't say yes, we'll just keep going until you do one or the other.
So we are going to shoot our shot continuously.
Yeah. Bert, I've heard Bert talk about it. You believe in helping the little guy, trying to promote, da-da-da. We are your next
big thing.
Expansion project.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
come on this episode.
Take us under your chicken purse wing.
He's not a chicken. Oh, he is a chicken purse.
And go.
Yeah. But we have to make pitches that resemble chicken purses.
There you go. We
need chicken purse shout outs, chicken purse. Yes, we need to chicken purse this thing.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Day 3. Day 3.
Day 3.
Didn't we didn't
second full day.
Back to day 2. We old manned it up and we did not make the iHeart party.
Well, that to me that was kind of funny, unless it was. But I would have expected the buses would have continually go back and forth. Not that it.
Yeah, I did too, because I figured people would go there for a little bit and then come back and da-da-da.
And then they started early.
They did start very early.
Unless we just totally messed up the time, but I don't think we did.
We didn't. It was 8 to 11, guaranteed.
And we're like, well, let's not be the first ones just sitting in a crowd waiting for a seat on the bus.
Right. And then baby boy fell asleep.
I did nap for a bit.
Sitting up, kind of. Laying down, sitting up, kind of.
But then when we looked down at the buses, just stopped.
The buses were gone.
They were no longer there.
And I went, thank God. To be fair, you never went and looked.
I thought I did.
No, not after 8:45. No, they may have been down there.
I did look one time before I undressed. I did go look, and they were gone. It was empty.
Still wonder why you didn't get 2 beds in the hotel. It's weird.
Well, trying to save some money. Every penny counts. Yeah, but again, that goes back to, well, if we go over there, see what it's like, we're probably going to be, everybody's going to be networking, and we're going to be, all right, we're trying to.
Standing in a corner.
We can come back every time we want, anytime we want.
Yeah.
Remember saying that, because I didn't want to network if it was really fucking loud.
Right.
Because I'm like, I'm not going to sit and shout in someone's face.
Right. But somebody did tell us it was a ping pong bar. I think that's why we really didn't go, is because I didn't want to start embarrassing people with my mad ping pong skills.
You mean?
You all don't know that. You all don't know that about me. I got mad ping pong skills.
Which you told me.
Beat you down.
But if I
Forrest Gump
correct me.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
You said, yep, I'll beat their ass. And then you went, well, maybe I won't be as awesome because I don't have the right ping pong shoes and my knees bother me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So do you need the right shoes before you ever go? Okay. So
I got ping pong shoes.
At home?
Yeah.
Well,
of course. Who doesn't have their ping pong shoes?
I would think you'd bring them everywhere you go at any time.
Well, I didn't think there was going to be ping pong.
Did you hear?
But I know. I should have an extra pair in my car. If nothing
in
else.
your car.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Next time.
So when you're ready to do, you're ready to throw down.
We'd have been the most popular podcast on earth by the end of that ping pong party.
Because I'd have been standing off to the side just going, keep going, buddy.
Yeah, no, I would have played
doubles, but you just keep going.
Yeah, we'd have played doubles and I'd have moved you.
And I would have got out of the way.
But the good news is we woke up day 3 not hungover. So, because it could have been bad had we gone to an iHeart party. And day 1 was long. And
it was a long day.
So day 2 was better, though. It was just as long. But day 2, I definitely got more out of day 2.
I think there was better information day 2.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I feel like the YouTube stage got a little more in depth. They had some people that weren't YouTube people, which helped, I think. Stephen Roble from Riverside being one of them. I also thought it was great because I saw Libson, who is a podcast host. They were on the stage. I don't remember exactly what they were talking about, but they mentioned Rumble on more than one occasion. And I talked with their I think it was their VP of sales or something. I talked with him after the session and said, I appreciate that you guys work with Rumble because we're excited to be on Rumble and we like what Rumble is all about. And they're a little less stringent on the naughty words and all that good stuff. A little more bigger believers in free speech.
We like to rumble.
Yeah. So and they even mentioned that on the YouTube stage. I was like, I'm surprised. And I said to him, I'm surprised that YouTube was okay with you mentioning it. He turns around and he's like, oh, we were on the YouTube stage. Oh, shit.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that right there
tells you a lot.
I'm just saying, in our pursuit of a new host, that comment alone may have.
So the 3 that we narrowed it down to, they've all got so far stood out one way or another.
Yeah.
A little bit here and there, which is great.
Yeah. There's a lot of good businesses out there doing it.
Yeah, there are.
I think that's one of the things that I learned for sure at this thing is that there are a lot of good hosting partners out there. You got to find the right one, the one that works for you. So,
we do, and I think that's where we need our homework in the next month for sure.
Because I think they need to be tailored to smaller podcasts and realize that there are podcasts out there that, although we are a top 50% podcast. I want you all to know that.
Found that out this week.
That is one stat I found out. 50% of podcasts on YouTube get less than 30 views in their first week. We never get less than 30 views in our first week. Unless it's just him and I talking. No, we never.
Then we get 28.
Get less than. No, we never do. We always get more than 30 views. We're usually 50 views at the end of the first week, even if it's just us. Right. So.
Yeah, so that's awesome, and that's good to hear. A little more reassuring.
And only 5% of podcasts on YouTube,
that's crazy,
get more than 500 views in the first week. And we've had that happen on an episode.
Sure,
here and there.
Not every week, but it's still nice to know we do it once in a while.
So sometimes we're in the top 5% of podcasts on YouTube. And you know how much YouTube has paid us so far?
In the world,
0.
I mean, what does it mean to us? Exciting. What does it mean to them? Nothing.
Anyway.
So I want to, you want to know what my favorite speaker was on day 2?
Sure. Of course I do. Please tell me.
Rock's Code.
Oh my God. Rock's Codes. That dude was the shit.
He comes out and
he did a 30-minute session in 15 minutes. It was incredible.
I think less than.
And then he just sat there like a guru with his computer on his lap and let people take pictures.
We got to get that was crazy. This guy he was Seth Green Jr. He comes out just the speedy. I'm going to tell you this. Just hold off. You'll get all the shit. I got to create a code that you could scan and get all the advice I give you. And then he starts going into his presentation, and he did not stop. He was go. He was hilarious. He was fun. He was vocal.
He was fun. Yeah,
he was great to watch.
Yeah.
And then whatever happened, what wasn't his fault. I think it was when the code didn't go on the screen.
Well, the code didn't work. Yeah.
Well, I think the code was supposed to go up to scan it.
A QR code.
So he kept telling it. I think some people just fucked it up, but that's ever. And then I went up to scan his badge. We didn't forget to say that. that by day 2, we were the most scanned badges of the whole convention.
We were told that, yes.
So we were in line for number 1 and a prize.
We were the best. We were the best at something.
We'll get into that later. But when I went up to scan his badge, everybody kept saying, it's not working. And he goes, hold on. What he was doing up there? He was creating another one.
Yeah.
Within 30 seconds, he created another one and turned his left and for everybody to do. That fucking whiz kid.
I was going to say boy genius. I hope he doesn't take either one of those offensively.
I don't think he would.
Because
he would be like, oh, no, I'm not. But he would know as he is.
If Rox Codes wants to come on the podcast, we don't normally talk about tech, obviously.
Oh.
But I would talk to Rox
100%.
Codes on the podcast.
I think he'd be.
It would be the shortest episode we ever do. but I would do it.
Send me the questions ahead of time, and then I'll just go through them. You guys don't have to talk. I'll just go through them and answer them all.
But what was the real highlight of day 2? The real highlight. Meeting.
Well, I think our
meeting the drummer.
Niche. Oh, wow. All right.
Of Guns N' Roses, The Clash, The Cure, excuse me.
Well, the Cult.
The Cult. God, I can't get it right.
Wow.
I'm fucking editing all those.
Please edit that out.
Hold on. Let's start.
Drummer of the Cult.
Nope, start over. Hold on. But what was the real highlight of day 2? Anyway, meeting the drummer.
Meeting Matt Sorum.
Guns N' Roses, The Cult, Velvet Revolver, and a whole bunch of other.
Slash a Snake Pit.
Vampire.
Hollywood Vampires.
And to have Matt Sorum call Billy Gibbons in front of us because I look like Billy Gibbons. I mean, he didn't.
Well, he pushed a button.
Yeah, he didn't need to call him.
And he went, well, I thought it was awesome because we said something that day, that morning or the night before.
About ZZ Top.
When he joined ZZ Top. And then we got to talk to him and he said, I thought of Billy Gibbons when he saw you.
Was in the front row, yeah.
And he goes, and I was just talking to him this morning.
Yeah.
And then, not that we ever doubted him, but he said, pulled out his phone to prove it to us.
He wanted to make sure we didn't think Matt Sorum was lying about knowing Billy Gibbons.
We believed you 100%. We would never even question you.
I trust Matt Sorum.
He pulled out his phone and he's like, see right there. And then of course, he touched it. And he was like, oops, I called him. And then, then hung up on him.
I really thought he was going to let it go through.
That was
like, oh, fuck, is he going to FaceTime Billy Gibbons?
Oh, that would have been so awesome.
Man.
God, I got so hard.
You would have.
I would have just.
Billy Gibbons has the second best beard in the country. Right behind this one. You heard it here first, Billy Gibbons.
Yep.
I think a man stroked my beard this weekend.
You did?
A man stroked my beard. I didn't stroke another man's beard.
Oh, Joe.
A man stroked my beard, yes.
He asked if he could stroke it.
It wasn't weird at all, Joe. It's a little weird.
Well, again,
weird.
I think he was a little weird. He got a little hard when he stroked it. A little weird. Yeah.
I didn't get one, no.
No, Joe. I think Joe did. We love you, Joe. We kept running into Joe.
Joe is great.
Joe is a great guy.
Yes.
I hope to communicate and connect with you again in the future. But we're going to leave the beard stroking out. I'm just saying right now. Unless you really want.
Beard stroking. I don't know. Joe was kind of a chicken person in that regard.
He was. But yeah, that was cool. That was funny that we were sitting at the one going, okay, which one are you going to go to? I wonder if that Matt is Guns N' Roses drummer. Let's look at his bio.
We had seen him in the hotel either the night before or that morning. And you could
night before.
Like we saw him from behind. We kind of got a profile, saw him from behind, and it was like, okay, that's a rock star.
That's a rock star.
But we never saw him straight. I thought it might be Spider, honestly.
It did. But it was like, I should know him.
But then it just kind of, we started looking at the description of the stage and saw Matt Sorum, and I went, I think that's the drummer from GNR.
Yep. Pushed the bio, and it came to his little bio of him.
Yeah.
And then you right away said, I'll go to that one. I'm like, oh, I want to go to that one.
So
what's the other one? I don't care. We're both going to that one.
We probably missed the most important one of the weekend just because we
fanboy
out on Sorum. But he didn't disappoint.
Gigaverse.
Yeah, he was super nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cool presentation. Gigabyte.
Yeah. Gigaverse.
Verse.
Which we will be, we will be using here shortly.
Look for it in the future. And yeah, to your point, he met us after, got a picture, and he was very nice.
Are you're willing to tell people that we got a picture? Because you said you won't put it anywhere because your chin looks...
I'll put it out.
We got a big chin. Nobody's here for your chin.
They don't care. I look so bad.
But you know what? Nobody else cares nobody else is here for a picture of us with Matt Sorum either, to be quite honest.
I'm not saying you're going to put it in right here. But if you do, I got the biggest chin ever.
Well, you're going to have to send it to me before I can put it in. I got it.
Fuck, that was ridiculous. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Yes, I was like, I want a new picture. My chin looks so big.
Thank God you didn't get a chance to ask him.
I didn't.
I was not going back with you for a second picture.
I know that.
Yeah.
But I was like,
And I think that's the real reason you wanted to go back. Like, you were like, oh, fuck, I was trying to get, because I kind of jumped into that picture and was like, wait for me.
You did, but I just assumed
I think you just wanted to get a picture just
I don't care.
Two of you.
Okay, you looked at the picture and my chin doesn't look 3 times as big as anything chin you ever seen in your life.
It looks about the same now.
Oh, God, no. I was like this, and it was underneath, and I was bloated that day. I had just drank it up. I don't care.
Anyways,
we're going to send it out there. I don't care anymore.
You got anything else for this day, or can we start talking about
what do we got? Cox and
Cox? Rocks? It's not Cox Roads, although that would be a good name too for a porn star.
We're going to take him.
That's a female porn star name.
Right
Cox
there.
Roads. How many cocks does she rode?
But we want both of them on.
Bonnie Blue is that was a real thing. That's a real relationship.
The one I showed you?
That picture you showed me? Either that or I saw complete. But apparently this dude is like he's something too. And it's legit, I guess.
Wow, I thought it was a.
You're not marrying that one yet. I mean, that's not going to last more than a week or two, but.
I really thought that was photoshopped.
No, apparently Bonnie Blue is getting married. Bonnie Blue is coming off the market.
Congratulations. Was she?
What?
I thought that she could keep performing because he said.
Yeah, no, she'll still be on that market.
All those holes are.
Yeah.
All those holes are for everyone else, but her heart belongs to me.
Yeah, that's sweet, though.
It is the sweetest thing.
Back to our convention.
That's stupid.
Are we done talking about the day
Sure.
at the convention? Because I want to talk about our friends at Red Circle.
Well, that was, yeah.
And the party that they put on that night, which pretty much saved our tiny business from bankruptcy.
So, right. And we got to thank Zelda Guy.
Is that his name? Zelda Guy?
I think it is. I
Okay.
think he was born Zelda Guy. That's
Good
why he has the
job.
podcast. I apologize. Matt? Was it Matt?
It was Matt, yes.
Ran into Matt a couple of times throughout the thing, and very nice. And we got talking, and then saw each other across the room, and we sat together. And then he mentioned about, I said, well, I don't mean to be rude, but I want to go talk to Red Circle before the next speaker. And he goes, well, you do. Make sure you mention the happy hour. And then we did, and they invited us to the happy hour.
Yeah.
At Borderline.
I mean, to be fair, we kind of invited ourselves. We walked up to that booth and went, we hear there's a happy hour.
We did. Kind of want to go.
We really want to talk to you.
You want us to sign with you?
But to be fair, when we did that, I didn't know they were going to be just serving us free cocktails all night.
I did not either.
And providing us with food. We didn't eat any of the food, but they also provided food. And they literally would not let us leave. I mean, we tried to leave 3 cocktails before we left.
That's a 100% true statement right there.
So
we did, and then we were talking. We're like, well, we might as well drink because we're getting parched talking so much.
And then we both got so drunk, we got in a fight, and they almost split the podcast up. So Red Circle, I don't know what you were thinking. That was their plan all along.
It might have been, and it was.
They're like, we don't want this podcast. What can we do?
That was their diabolical plan.
Yeah, we got there, and they're like, all they do is drink our booze. What the fuck?
Well, the CEO did lose his beer.
He did.
He's like,
and then
we're just standing there, and he comes over. He's like, oh, where'd my beer go? Oh, what happened to it? And we're like, oh, no, Doofus lost his beer. And all of a sudden, hey, you should meet the CEO. And there he is. Great guy.
You said Doofus. I didn't say Doofus.
Well, anybody that loses a beer, he looked, he sounded. That was funny.
I don't think he'd be offended.
But yeah, they were super nice. We came in. Here's 2 drink tickets each. If you need more, come see me.
Well, basically, yeah, here's two drink tickets. You don't really need them, but here they are. I think they were just giving people drink tickets so they could keep track of how many drinks they bought.
Yeah, then when we came back, we need more drink tickets. She's like,
Nish.
It's open beer. It's open bar. Just go.
Nish was the best.
That was Nish.
Yes.
She was super, super sweet, super helpful, got us connected with the right people, and super engaging.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited to talk to Red Circle again. They
But we talked to him. We talked to Wally. sales guy.
Well, I remember Wally, death metal guy.
Wally was a character. And Wally, again, it went to, right?
But Wally was ad genius. No, like, we've been doing this for how long and never once thought maybe we should go to a beard product supplier. Wally was with us for 4 minutes and went, "You guys don't have a beard spot? What? Good thinking, Wally.
Thanks, Wally.
Is there like dimple cream? Can you get...
Well, you know what? If there's not, we're going to create it.
There you go. Dimple shiner.
We're going to go, shh, don't give away all the good ones. But that's how it went, right? Introduce a new person. We stuck around because they were just open with information and really seemed to care.
Yeah.
And then,
looking forward to meeting with them soon.
And then had some fun and had to say goodbye. Did you tear up a little bit? I did. I did a little bit.
I was having a good time there.
No, it was a cool bar, and they were great. They were all great.
Yeah. Everybody we met with them and at that place was, good people. So,
I mean, they're in the lead right now. Not saying they're going to win.
Far in the lead.
But they're in the lead of all the networks working.
But to be fair, they did pry us with free alcohol. Yeah. I mean, if Libsyn had been hosting a happy hour, and I'm guessing they probably were. Yeah. I'm thinking all of them were. Anybody there was probably hosting a happy hour at some point. If Libsyn had got us first, we'd probably be sitting here right now. But I don't know. Anyway.
Well, it would have been interesting to have gone if they would have all three and how they would have been treated at each one.
Well, whichever we went to last would have been the. Love you guys, man.
I've been to some things where it is literally 2 tickets, you're done, and here's our pitch, and then they move on. So we don't know that, but we'll see. They were very, very caring. It's
very cordial.
So that was a end of night or day 3.
End of day
2 full.
3.
But
definitely felt the effects of night 3 on morning 4. It's been a while since I've had too many cocktails, and
it's not that they made them light either.
No, I know that guy, the bartender at Baseline where we were do you remember he wanted to take a picture of me because he's like, you look like my neighbor. I'm like, I am your neighbor. What are you dude? He's like,
you don't remember me? We fight
Jose. That was a Jose. He was very cool, and so my picture is out there somewhere so he could show his neighbor. Like,
oh, he's plastered that all over there.
That's cool.
He's photoshopped your face into a lot of things.
That's fine. As long as you put the logo next to it, I'm okay with that.
You're wearing a hat, so you're good.
Put it anywhere. I don't give a shit.
Just don't Photoshop the hat out, please.
Yeah. Put it in a gay porn magazine. I don't care. Just leave the fucking logo in there. It doesn't matter.
100% where it's going.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
I think it's where it's going.
It's fine.
That's all right.
If it does go there, I'll probably see it. So,
well, there's me.
What am I doing?
There's me again.
Oh my God.
Keep going.
So then we wake up day 4 and you make me go see the fantasy footballer so we can get the be consistent advice. That was worth every fucking second.
Can we be clear, right? I said, I'm going to go watch them.
Yeah.
Because originally you're like, I got nothing to do with these keynote speakers.
There wasn't anything I really wanted to see. Because
I agree.
I don't think that the keynote speakers really were there to dive into anything.
Nope, you're right.
So,
but I just said for not to get a whole lot out of them. I didn't think so, but I'll go see them.
Well, then you certainly weren't like disappointed by them because you didn't expect anything anyway.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Well,
I wanted to get a picture to send to Julian.
You got exactly what you deserved.
100%.
So not deserved, expected. You got exactly what you expected.
They didn't even stick around. Gone.
Yeah, they were backstage, and even Matt Sorum spent more time with the people. Like,
now maybe they were out back somewhere and everybody saw them, but I don't know.
Well, I'm calling them out. I don't give a shit.
I just wanted my picture with you, man. Why'd you run away? We just want to say hi.
I didn't want my picture with you. Again, fantasy football is for fantasies.
I didn't really want. I just
deep.
I just thought I was there. They're there, so let's go say hi. Anyways, they gave us nothing, but it's good to see that
they gave us a lot. Be consistent, Kevin. Be consistent.
That was on day 3, which was pretty light. People, I think it's just a network and move on. So they were gone.
But day 3 is also where Well, first of all, no, I want to go to day 3. We talked with somebody who runs a media place for podcasting. She does podcast advertising exclusively, and looking forward to getting in touch with her also, and because we want to create a little advertisement for the podcast.
Yep.
To run. So
no, day 3 wasn't a waste by any means.
I got my most important bit of advice from day 3. And it's still to come. Well, it's not still to come. We've been saying be a chicken purse, but
Sure.
I got that on day 3.
Oh yeah, okay. All right.
So I
there you go.
hear a chicken out the window right now.
They're coming for us, man. They're coming for us.
Yeah, chicken, duck, goose, they're all the same thing, right?
They all taste the same.
I think no, that's not true.
It's not. Duck's the best.
Anyway, so what was your? Are we done? Or what was your highlight? What was I don't want to
Highlight of day 3?
No, of the whole thing.
4? The whole thing?
Of the whole kit and caboodle. I think we're done talking about day 4 because it was very short.
It was short.
So you got to go and listen to the cocktails lady though.
I did.
And about
dirty lady.
About live events, which
we're not there yet because she was doing a tour around the country.
Well, we're not there, but we are to the point.
I did get some stuff from her. Yeah.
Yes.
Like if we were going to do a local one.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. This is good advice for the first one.
So be on the lookout for that in the next year.
And I think we could do the live events without worrying about. We talked about it briefly, but so I think we could do some stuff. So yeah, that'd be cool to go to do forward.
Yeah. So with that, what was your highlight of the whole trip?
I mean, Matt was unexpected, but I really, really like Rock's codes. I loved his presentation.
The highlight of the weekend for me was be a chicken purse.
Sure. Were you talking advice or just who you met?
Oh, the highlight of the people I met. There's too many.
Too many.
I don't want to. I mean, it was very cool to meet Matt Sorum. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
It was.
I mean, I'm not a big fan out, but to meet somebody like that just in a normal circle where I'm not having to go stand in line around a bunch of fucking
non-rock and roll situations
who are paying $100. What I did like about Matt Sorum is what he said about meet and greets and how they're bullshit.
Yep.
So
he's right.
You're goddamn right, Matt Sorum. They are.
They 100% they are.
It's a fucking money grab from fucking rich people. So.
And I've only done it 12 times.
100.
I have not. I've done it maybe twice. No, did I don't know.
What? Anyway.
I mean, one of them I did.
I consider meet and greets the same thing as getting your picture taken with a celebrity at a convention, or all of that is the same.
Yeah, it is 100%.
Spending money to get your picture with somebody.
Oh, how gay.
Somebody who's rich and famous charging you money to get their picture taken with them is ridiculous. And I get it. I'm not going to, they all do it. So you can't just be like, no, but it's ridiculous. And you all know it.
100%.
So
100%.
Anyway, no, the highlight of the weekend for me was not of people. Yes, Matt Sorum. I'm sorry, everybody else, but Matt Sorum was in a band that I totally fucking dug for a long time.
Well, the cool
in
part,
more than one band that I totally fucking dug for a long
100%.
time. He was in The Cure, The Clash, and The Cult. I mean,
he was in. Just keep naming bands, random ones. He was in so many, he might have been.
He was in every band that started with the word "the," and then the second word started with a C. Is where The Cure, The Cult, The Clash.
And the crew.
Thanks for following along. So yeah, I mean,
he was the most unexpected
of the peons, of the pedestrian folk, of the non-celebrities. Probably Stephen Roblek, because I'm very excited to the advice he gave us for the advice that he gave us was fucking top notch and probably the most usable advice we got all weekend.
Be able to use it. There's nothing Rocks said to us that I could use because he's a genius in all tech.
Oh no, that's not true. Everything Rocks said to us we could use.
We could.
Yes, it's all stuff we could use. No, even you.
Aww.
I think even you. There's a lot of tools out there that make this easy and that are pretty easy to use. We just need to. But again, like I said I said it's all great, but he just went through 15 tools. Who has time to? I'm sorry, but I just. I get it. If you get used to them, they're probably saving you time. But
nope. Yeah, exactly.
Everybody gets it. It's hard to change. I'm old. No. So now, highlight of the weekend, not person. not a person. What was the biggest advice you're taking away from the weekend? Let's phrase it that way. What was the biggest advice you're taking away from the weekend? What part of this weekend do you think will help this podcast the most? Be consistent.
You beat me to it. Son of a bitch. I would say a lot of the ones I went to was I don't want to say not believe in yourself, but you gotta advertise for yourself.
Advocate.
Well, and advertise. Like even when we do ad reads and stuff, or put in reads for where to go. So kind of going back to what you're saying, our intro is going to be 14 minutes long with all the shit I'm doing.
Yeah.
Pre-record that and stick them in. Kind of like an ad read for yourself if you don't have anyone paying you.
Sure.
And I think we need to focus a little more on the audio for money revenue.
Well, that's going to be an easy one because
I know
addition by subtraction. That's as much as I'm going to say.
Exactly.
Addition by subtraction. So
nope, I'm with you. And that was my whole thing the whole time was, and we said it before. Maybe we'll learn something else, but I think there's ways to make the revenue.
Well, I like it.
Going. Besides that?
Well, I like what you're talking about because I kept saying all weekend that we want to go back to the grunge days. Mm-hmm. We want to go back to where we're controlling our fate, where we're doing things for ourselves instead of giving this thing to somebody and going, here, you said you do this for me, do it. Because, obviously it's turned out that it hasn't worked and I'm not going to talk shit about them or say bad things about them, but it just didn't work. And we may find out that it didn't work because it's not going to work, or we may find out that they really weren't doing shit for us. And at that point, then you can damn well bet I'll talk a lot of shit. But for now, I'm going to keep it cordial. So
that's nice.
Anyway, no. Biggest piece of advice I got all weekend, and it does kind of go with what you were saying too, but that's right. Be a chicken purse. And what does that mean?
Figure it out.
Nope. No, because that was part of this. This guy said part of it is when you have information, share that information because we're all going for the same thing. So there's no point in hiding this information. If you're good, the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, hopefully we could continue to collaborate and people will help and not hold things to themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Which was another, that was one I didn't go to, but other places where reach out and ask. You should be able to, hopefully they can help you with something and then someday you can help them.
Right. Down the line.
So we've tried to collaborate, right?
Oh, we try all the time.
Right. My point is it
doesn't always work.
It doesn't seem as open as they make it sound, but all right. It'll happen. I think it'll come. It'll come.
So be a chicken purse. Be a one and only. Be unique. Don't be afraid of your weird. Do shit that other people aren't doing.
That's the title. Be a chicken purse.
That's yes, because chicken. There's it was be a chicken purse because they're unique. They're weird. They're so
they stand out. People notice when you walk in the door.
Absolutely, and that's what you want. Podcasting. There's what was the stat? There's going to be 6 million podcasts now.
Oh Jesus, I don't even know.
So no, I think I heard that this year. It'll get to 6 million podcasts but I do think they said there's 6 million podcasts, but only like 30% of them are active or something.
Yeah.
So
everybody starts and then 2 or 3 in, half a dozen in, and they click.
We are in the top 5% of podcast episode numbers.
Here is the thing that surprised me the most, that it seemed there was so much geared to audio and talking about the futures video that I really thought the convention would have been beyond that. Maybe that's just because we focused on video so early for the last couple of years.
Oh, sure. But I do think the fact that the convention is getting to pumping video as hard as they were and think that speaks good for us because we already have our spot in our video.
Absolutely.
That's where we've put all our focus. And video is growing right now. Like audio obviously had its uptick and then leveled off. Video is now growing, and that's where we are most present. So I do think it speaks well for us.
But I thought the convention would have been geared more to that. That surprised me a little bit.
Yeah,
I just thought they were, but that's all. Anything surprise you?
Did anything surprise you? The one thing that surprised me was how few people were there. I mean, honestly, it wasn't very well attended, but not that it's not a competition, But it is kind of. I like we want viewers that might be going to some, if somebody else interviews Brandy or Roderick, we want them to watch ours, right? I mean, for Brandy, we want people to watch all of them. But for us, we want them to watch ours.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that a lot of podcasters aren't going to these kind of things, because I think we're getting a heads up on them. And I want to win. I'm competitive. You know what?
What?
I ain't doing this for fucking free.
What?
You got about fucking 30 more episodes out of me, people, unless this thing starts to fucking move. So if you like us, you better start telling some people and watching. And I don't care. Rewatch. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for the new network. So
the new network. Yeah, we're with Fox. Anyway, I didn't want to blow that until the very end, but yeah, we signed with Fox, a 10-year mega deal with Fox Entertainment. Can't give you the numbers exactly, but it's 10 years. Ooh. So yeah.
Triple digits.
Fox. FOXX, right? That was the name.
XX.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
FOXXXX. What? How many X's were there?
I don't know. It was your fucking band.
All right. Anyway, that's an hour. We're done. Oh, yeah, it was my.
That was your
ecstasy with 3 X's. That's
all right. There we go.
Check us out.
All right. Night.
Thank you for listening. The tavern is closed for now, but we'd love to have you back for more fun next time. Seriously, though, get your asses out of here.